Caitlin Peckham, and this is my oral case analysis for the Roizen case. Over Heidi Roizen's career, she had several strengths in her network and continued to improve her network as her career progressed. In the start of her career, she took advantage of a friend's contact to expand her network and get herself a job at Tandem. This paid off for her as she took the opportunity she's had at Tandem to connect with the CEO, and then the CEO ended up writing her a letter of recommendation, which helped her get into graduate school. When she went on to work for Teammaker, she built relationships there, along with the press, and used conferences as a way to build her relationship with people in the industry and expand her network. When Roizen joined the Software Publishers Association, this built her network even further and allowing her to be able to connect with people in the same industry and discuss different issues in the industry. With the network that she had built, this helped her get a job at Apple, which expanded her network and allowed her to use her network as she needed some help from her network while working at Apple. This really put her network to the test and saw the strength she had in her network. Her major strengths she had with her network in building it and keeping it was that, as it says in the case, her consistency and performance. Consistency doesn't mean you have to interact with someone and have a 5-hour conversation with them every month to maintain that connection. It's about the quality of interaction you have with that connection in your network. You need to be consistent with them in what you tell them you're going to do and with what you do, along with having performance in that you do the best that you could do with what you told them. I think of it as if you can talk the talk, you better be able to walk the walk. Another strength that Roizen had in her networking skills was that she mastered the skill of blending her professional network and social network. She and her husband hosted many dinner parties that included guests from the high-tech industry. She would only invite people that she liked and respected in her professional and personal life. And her goal of these dinner parties was to have her guests feel comfortable and have a nice time, which allowed people to be more comfortable with networking and talking to other people, which allowed Roizen to be a super connector at these dinner parties, connecting guests with each other, and allowed opportunities for her guests to network, which built her network even more. All of these strengths that Roizen had helped her when she became a mentor capitalist later in her career. Overall, Heidi Roizen created a great network for herself over the years with trust, diversity, and brokerage, and this raised her level of information from what she knew to who she knew, which led her to excel in her career. Moving on to the second question of this case, there are several concepts that I learned in Module 5 that applied to this Roizen's case that was used to influence her power, influence, and networking success. As I stated earlier, she excelled in her networking skills and using her connections to build her network and became a super connector for others. As in How to Build Your Network says, individual success is tied to the ability to transcend natural skill limitations through others, and Roizen did a great job of doing this throughout her career. There are also several concepts in harnessing the science of persuasion that I believe she had in her case. The main one that she used was consistency. As she talked about, she believed consistency was a big thing in networking. I also believe that she used all 6 principles of harnessing your persuasion, or harnessing the science of persuasion, to achieve her success using different principles in different stages of her life in different situations. The principle for precocity really showed how she used herself to leverage her network and herself in her career. She believed in the balance of having in a relationship, that it was a give and take on both sides, that you weren't always giving and you weren't always taking from others. Along with, she seemed to be more of a matcher with good traits of a giver, as she understands the meaning and value of a win-win relationship. She tried to help people the best she could with their problems when they came to her with them. But the more her career excelled, the more power she had, the increased amount of requests she had. This led her to consider which requests she thought were really important and which ones that she wanted to take on herself and could take on herself without burning herself out. If she couldn't, since she didn't want to spread herself too thin, she often looked to other people to ask for their opinions and that, different problems that people came to her with, or just use her network and connected people that way to solve the problem. She also considered herself to have more of a role of being more of a door than a window, helping people connect without exposing herself or her information. So that's what I believe some of the key concepts from Module 5 were in the case. There are many more to explain, but those are the few that I thought were important to talk about. Thanks.